so with us. So with us, the whole power of the presence of God as cosmic consciousness and cosmic energy is behind us, just as the whole power of the sun is behind the magnifying glass and that system of mirrors of which I have spoken. So you can see we have the power, if we will but utilize it, to bore through the spiritual eye here and know the soul within. Realize, as behind the magnifying glass is the whole power of the sun, so behind you, behind me, behind every child of God is the whole power of cosmic consciousness plus cosmic energy. If you will but utilize it, if you will gather together that presence of God within you, you can realize, as the scriptures say, if God is with you, who can be against you? Jesus knew that, for he said words to the effect, the power of God is behind me, the whole power of cosmic energy and cosmic consciousness of God, so that I could, if I wanted to, gather together 12 legions of angels of power to destroy you or anyone else, which is right. The Master has done it on certain occasions. I remember one occasion somebody went against him. He stood it as long as he could, and he said, now, if you keep on, God will take care of you. And God did take care of that particular person, because the Master had the power of God behind him, and when God said, it's all right, then that power worked. And so have we, that same power behind us. If we can gather together the presence of God in us, it has been said right this morning from the pulpit, Master has said, God's omniscience is our omniscience. God's power is our power. God's consciousness is in us. If we can gather it together, corral it, so to speak, intensify it, direct it, one-point it, why should we fear anybody or fear anything? That's what we have to do with our concentration. And remember, and in any line of endeavor, business or any artistry, any profession, success depends on the power of concentration. How much more so if you are to know God? The science of all sciences. But you can do it because you have His power right with you. We have to learn how to do it. Going on just a bit now, let us realize there's one thing, an interesting simile, which I hope you'll never forget. It'll help you in your concentration. It is this. As the greatest power of the magnifying glass lies where? In the center. In the center of the magnifying glass. Why? Because in that center is the epitome of all the sun's heat rays. So, in the center of the spiritual eye within you, the single eye, in the center of it, lies the supreme power of God's presence, which has made all things, universe upon universe, world upon world, because in the center of that spiritual lens, the spiritual eye, so to speak, in the little star in the center, is the epitome of cosmic consciousness and cosmic energy. All there is to be, all the power, all the intelligence of God is in the center of that lens, just like the power of the sun is in the center of the magnifying glass. Isn't that wonderful? To realize that. And so I often wondered why the Master used to keep telling me, when I'd get impatient about not seeing all this and all that, phenomena and all that, he said, never mind that. That light which you see is God Himself. Now, he said, concentrate on the center of that light, steadily. It's the steadily that's difficult. To keep steady is very difficult. Try it. You all have tried it. In comes all manner of thoughts and emotions, all sorts of things to keep you from steadily looking in the center of the lens of the spiritual eye. That's where the concentration is. That's where the power of your concentration is. And when you are able to do it by following self-realization fellowship technique of concentration, and you are able to steadily look in the center of the spiritual light at this point, then you'll be able to bore through your spiritual eye into the deep find within, contact the presence of your soul and God within you in the spinal centers and in the thousand-rayed lotus of the brain, and then by the grace of God and the Guru you'll be able to penetrate the inner door into the great cosmic light of the presence of God. How? By the power of concentration. Because God's power is behind you. Realize that. Realize that. We get scared, we get frightened. We are stopped. By what? Delusion. The idea that we can't do it. We must realize God is with us, and we can do it, because we are made in His image, and we have His power, His intelligence, His omniscience. Now comes the question, how? How to concentrate? Well, in self-realization fellowship, we have it. It's called, we might call it HT of C. Everything is ACTH and all sorts of things. SEBUT and all that. All right, self-SRF, HT of C. Highest technique of concentration. Remember that now. It's too long to say it all out. HCFT. Well, now comes the point. Why is that the highest technique of concentration? Remember our subject this morning, how to concentrate. How to concentrate means how to concentrate to the greatest degree. And to concentrate to the greatest degree, you have to control the life force in the body, plus the consciousness. Remember, the presence of God in us is life force plus consciousness. The life force in us is cosmic energy. That's what's hard to understand.